everyone, and welcome back to Stone Cottage Studios. I'm really grateful to have Rachel Baiman for an artist session today. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me here. This is a beautiful spot.
Love it. Yeah. What's your travels been like today?
I flew in from Nashville this morning, and everything went really smooth in terms of time, but everyone was so grumpy. Normally, I had this bus driver who was just so mad at me, and it was crazy. But I got here, and everything was so nice. So it's kind of calming me down a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you have days like that,
I know. I was like, something's in the air. But people are not okay.
That's good, but now you've made it to Stone Cottage and everything is right in the world.
But yeah, I'm glad everything is smooth sailing.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
What is your songwriting process like?
I'm a very lyrics first songwriter, which I think is just indicative of the way that I listen to songs. I like them to feel very cohesive, very kind of every word is there for a reason. And I usually write backwards from an idea, to a fully fleshed out song, and then I edit a lot. And then I put the music, which is crazy because sometimes it doesn't make for the best melodies. I wish one thing that I'm hoping to do more of is kind of be more doing those things at the same time. I think if I was in an ideal world, I would be spilling words and melodies together so that they would work with each other.
I like that. That's interesting.
But I think I'm just more of a writer than a words writer than a melody writer. So I really like to co-write with songwriters who are really strong melody people for that reason. So
that's beautiful. Yeah. It's cool how when you can find collaboration with people that complement the things that you don't do best.
Yeah, that's something I'm kind of learning more and more as I continue this career in every aspect of my music and recording and running the business, is trying to learn to not just gravitate to people that think the same way as me, and instead see things as complementary. And if I don't fully understand someone's viewpoint, to see that as actually a benefit rather than that's not how I think of it.
Sure.
So, yeah, I'm learning.
In your music journey, did you start as a writer? Have you always just had a fascination with writing before you started playing guitar?
Not at all. Actually, I started as a fiddle player. And I did that I basically just focused on the fiddle for years and years. And when I moved to Nashville, that's what I thought I would be pursuing. And I still do a lot of that, especially when I'm doing work for other artists. Usually if I get called for a session or a tour that's not my own, it's to play the fiddle, which is great. And I love that. But I think after being in Nashville for a few years, I just really fell in love with songwriting, probably because of the community and the kind of reverence for that art form. And maybe I didn't realize I was doing so much writing in school, and then when I left, I didn't have school anymore. So then that part of my brain, I guess that's what happened. In retrospect, I didn't really think of it then. But so it came much later. I didn't really start writing songs until I was in my 20s. And now that's kind of what I do as my own project. But it's nice to have some other kind of influences as well.
Speaking of your projects, what are some things that are coming out or things that you've been working on that you're excited about?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I have been working on, speaking of this collaborative mindset, which I've been trying to explore this year. I've been working on a series of, it's like A-side, B-side releases with different collaborators. So today I released the second of 2 songs with a guy named Pony Bradshaw. He's an alt country singer. Really amazing writer, really amazing singer. And so we did 2 kind of duets together, and I'm going to do that with 3 other collaborators over the course of this year. So I've been recording these, and it's really fun because it's like a mini album. So the turnaround's much quicker, and you can really explore. You don't have to make 10 songs live together. You know, you just have companions. So it allows me to go in all these different directions based on who I'm working with, writing for someone's voice or someone's musical vibe, and then bringing them in to record and then having the whole song change because I'm like, oh, now it sounds totally different with your voice on it. You know, now I have to do something different. So it's been one of the more inspiring things I've gotten to do. It's exciting.
I just love the process, you know. It's interesting how you can feel like you have things all figured out and then you like get into each step of the moment. Like you finish writing a song, you're like, I'm done writing the song. Then you start editing the song, and then you bring it to the band, and then the
amount of like insane decision making, starting from writing the song to then a finished song, like the conversations that I have with people I'm working on the music with would be just, people would be like, what is wrong with you? Like what? Like I had 3 versions of a master that I was trying to get my husband to like. There was this whole discussion about whether this one was like overly compressed and whether this one was like underly compressed. And I was like, listen to these. And he was like, they sound exactly the same to me. And I was like, no, they don't. So it's a little bit of that insanity.
Yeah. Well, we can get so close to it, you know.
I know.
We can get so close to it. What do you love most about music? I don't know. Like, what does music like mean for you?
I think there's a couple things. When I started out playing the fiddle, because I come out of like the old time and bluegrass traditions and all of those kind of traditional music, Scottish music, Irish music, most places or communities have a form of folk music. That's really about community and culture, and that's really special to me, like having that connection to a type of music that's kind of made by everyone that's involved in it, and it just kind of grows and morphs based on who's in and out over the years. And that's an amazing thing because nobody has any idea where these tunes come from, where they're going. They're everyone's. They're for everyone, by everyone. It's really cool. You can't kind of trap it or own it in any way. Very different than commercial music, you know? But then with songwriting in original music, to me, that's really about creation and kind of the excitement of making something that didn't exist before, and the way that you can take nothing and make it something. I mean, to me, that's like the only thing. Everything else is like subpar to that feeling in life. And I think that's with all art, and people get their kicks in different ways. For me, that's like all I want to do all the time. So I think that's maybe the 2 main things.
That was so
It's
beautiful.
a big question.
I love that. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us and being here.
Thanks for your wonderful
Cottage.
questions.
And thank you to everyone who's supporting Stone Cottage Studios. Peace and love to you. I'm going to give it to Rachel to play some music for us.
Saddled with greatness, the burden of vision, he feels the world with a knife's edge precision. His heart is a tree that could never stop giving. His mind is a kingdom of color and vision. Now he's walking the streets in leopard and pearl, patent red shoes and a coat to the floor, and he's looking for truth in all that he sees. So make way for the Prince of Calgary. But 2 wells of pain have found his brown eyes, punished for living outside the lines. Oh, but he has the strength of some future king. The sun hangs like satin across his brown skin. Now he's walking the streets in leopard and pearl, patent red shoes and a coat to the floor, and he's looking for truth in all that he sees. So make way for the Prince of Calgary. He can smell seasons and songs in the wind, and he tastes for the sake of taking it in. And he'll bring you beauty you would not believe. He'll crack you right open, send you to your knees. Now he's walking the streets in leopard and pearl, patent red shoes and a coat to the floor, and he's looking for truth in all that he sees. So make way for the Prince of Calgary. Yeah, make way for the Prince of Calgary. I was born free on the Texas desert, took a train out to Kansas. I was wild and hurt. $10 from the army, never bought, but I was sold. Hot iron on my back and my spirit gone cold. Now I carry a name from the people they slaughtered, so I live in the middle, not son nor daughter, just a horse in a battle. I don't care to win, my soul's like a well for the anger of men. I'm the Equine Elvis, you can't kill me. Black stripe with a star, the name's Comanche. 7 bullets in my heart like I'm 8 and 3. No blinders on, despite what I've seen. But there was blood from the weapons, furious men who trade gold at the price of flying out leg. Well, I'm just the legs that carry the souls across fields and forests, but never back home. Yeah, I'm the Equine Elvis, you can't kill me. Black stripe with a star, the name's Comanche. 7 bullets in my heart like I'm 8 and 3. No blinders on, despite what I've seen. Despite what I've seen, despite what I've seen. Well, they call me a hero, they praise my name, but I'm just a horse, we all want the same. To feed on sweet grass and dozen are young, to live in peace and die in the sun. Yeah, I'm the Equine Elvis, you can't kill me. Black stripe with a star, the name's Comanche. 7 bullets in my heart like I'm 8 and 3. No blinders on, despite what I've seen. I've always been thirsty, and I drink like a fish. It holds me, warms me like a good woman's kiss. I always knew someday I'd find out, drunk on my chances and gone out with the tide. Now I've got a bad debt that I can't make good. Bad debt, just like I knew that I would. Bad debt, it won't let me be. This debt is my prison, and I'll never be free. I've always been lazy, but I live like a king, eating the best of what others bring in. But I always knew that someday I'd find I'm a coward at heart, and I've been left behind. But now I've got a bad debt that I can't make good. Bad debt, just like I knew that I would. Bad debt, it won't let me be. This debt is my prison, and I'll never be free. I've always been dark. Yeah, I hate the sun. It's often I've wished for a loaded shotgun. I always knew that someday I'd find I'm a coward at heart, and I'm too scared to die. And now I've got a bad debt that I can't make. This debt is my prison, and I'll never be free.